All right, this appears to be streaming live. I guess the camera's right there, so I need to look there when I'm looking at the chat. Hello, YouTube world. Hello, everybody who watches my YouTube channel. Hey, everybody who stalks my YouTube channel. You know who you are. You're the people who watch my content and don't comment any of my content on the channel. You don't say anything to me about my content, or you kind of wait for weird times to say stuff about my content. Thank you for increasing my viewership and my subscription. So thank you guys so much. So I just want to say hello to you and hello to the supporters, real supporters and real fans, and a special thanks to you for showing your support and actually communicating with me on this platform. Thank you for that. I want to give a shout out to Woodhouse and Show Shiloh, long time. Yeah, I've definitely got lurkers for life. I'm going to talk about that because lurking is a form of rejection. This show, I'm going to talk about rejection. And if you reject me talking about rejection, you're free to do that because I freely accept your rejection if you don't want to accept me talking about this topic. And, you know, I just wanted to talk about dealing with rejection. I've been studying myself and just looking back into, you know, I think I wanted to do some inventory on my actions as far as me not pursuing certain things the way I should because of the thinking of, because you think about the bad income or you have a feeling about it and stuff like that. And Woodhouse says, nah, I just don't feel that public speaking anxiety. That's good. That's good. And stuff like that. What happened? For me to talk about rejection doesn't necessarily mean anything specifically happened. I think it's just a good topic to talk about, especially if you're a music producer or musician, because we have to deal with that a lot. We have to deal with, what's up, Perfect Pitch? We have to deal with a lot of rejection as we share our art with the world. And also we have to deal with the rejection against ourselves. So I thought it'd be a great topic to talk about it. But just because I talk about an issue doesn't necessarily it happened to me recently or it's happening right now. But it's definitely a good topic that I want to talk about. And even this right now is a practice for me to work on my public speaking. Even this is part of my practice, you know, taking time to put myself out there with the fact that not every subscriber on my channel, and I'm going to talk about this, will watch this. Not every friend that I know or associate or person that I know whose name is going to come and watch this and support this, you know, and that can be a form of rejection, but it's okay because I'd rather only focus on those who actually do support this in a positive way and doesn't look at it as a negative, you know. So we're going to talk about rejection today. We're going to talk about being rejected on our platforms, and we're going to talk about how to overcome it. And I'm going to talk about some of the struggles I've had with rejection. I'm going to put myself out there, and I'm going to face your rejection or face the rejection of people unknown and not let it matter. I think that's a great place to start right there. It's a perfect pitch. Thank you, Hidden Numistatus, you know. Well, I think what we got to do is definitely hold ourselves up to some sort of standard. We have to see ourselves in some form of value. We have to see ourselves as valuable. I think it's very easy to get out of balance and get into this, oh, I'm humble thing and not seeing any value for yourself. But let me tell you something. When you start learning for some value for yourself, you start to accept the conduct of other people a little bit less, and you're also less likely to be upset by other people's content. So, you know, we're going to talk about opportunities and rejection. That's the first thing I'm going to talk about, dealing with rejection, and that there's opportunities. When I got into Taxi, if you don't know about Taxi, Taxi is a music sourcing platform for you to get, you know, get your songs placed and stuff like that. Let me see what you're saying. Yeah, I see what Jason says. They can't see the greatness. That not my problem. Someone else will. That's right, Show Shiloh. Taxi was a platform, and you know, a lot of times it's very easy to get caught up in rejection. Like I would try a lot of times and I would get frustrated because I feel like I have some great music, and you know what happened is that what's up, Becky? How you doing? You sing and play keyboards? Okay, what kind of stuff you sing? The thing is that a lot of times on that platform, and when you're trying to send out your music towards, and we're going to talk about rejection towards self, and we're going to work on that as I go through my list of stuff to talk about here. But in the Taxi platform, you have opportunities in which they look for music that you make. That's great, Becky. They're looking for music that you make. And a lot of times you submit to these opportunities and they don't accept it. They say, well, this is wrong or that's wrong or stuff like that and stuff like that. Becky, send me an email so I can talk about that. Right now I'm talking about these topics right now. Jason Garcia, what's good? How are you? And in this platform, you're sending out all this music. You're sending out all this stuff trying to deal with rejection and stuff like that, because you'll get a letter back saying, hey, we'll accept it and we'll send it on to the music library, or this song isn't good enough. And especially when you feel very confident about your music and stuff like that. That's right, Woodhouse. When you're sending out music to opportunities like that, that could potentially change your life. I'm doing great, Ultimate. You could change your life with these opportunities, and then you get that letter saying, hey, this song doesn't match what they're looking for. And a lot of times, and I'll be honest, you know, I would try to play it cool and play it tough. And what's up, GD? I would try to play it cool, play it tough, but it really stung because I really felt good about my music. I felt very confident about it. And because I did not realize the value of my stuff, it would kind of get to me a little bit because I really wanted to finally get that next placement, because it's been a long time since I had a real placement. I'm just going to be real about it. And, you know, a lot of times the rejection stings so much. It's like, man, I don't want to try this again. I don't want to pay this money for this, pay for that, because I'm going to deal with this rejection. And sometimes the pain of rejection can be so strong. And like I said, you got to understand, people, that not everybody is going to handle rejection the same way that you do. So while rejection may not bother you that much, doesn't mean that it doesn't bother somebody else the same way. As for me, and I'll put this in here, rejection kind of falls in the ego, but I don't know how to get rid of the ego yet, but I'm going to get to that maybe at another broadcast. What's up, DJ Remix? So a lot of times it would sting me so much, like, man, why am I trying for this like this? And then what happens is that it just kind of stings you and makes you think, why am I even doing this? And then what happens is that you kind of let yourself get busy with other things and you stop trying. And if anybody knows about Thomas Edison light bulb, without getting too woke about Thomas Edison and him stealing the idea, we're not going to go that far into that idea. But the fact that I think it took like 1,000 tries before you got the light bulb right. And when I first got into taxi, I only was in there for like a year. And for that first year, I tried. I was really strong at first, and then the rejection started coming, and I didn't really try so much, you know. And it just kind of made me feel like, okay, maybe I need to try something else, you know, without really going hard and at least trying 100 times, you know, because in that scenario, you have to try a bunch of times with it to get accepted. And then on top of that, there's an unknown rejection that comes into that. What do I mean by that? You can submit a song to Taxi and they submit it to a music library, and then the music library never contacts you. Okay? So that scenario would bother me a lot because, again, I like how my music sounds. Everybody who talks to me that I know pretty much accepts it for the most part if they have anything to say about it. And that's another thing I'm going to get to. But most of the time people say, yo, you should be sending this out and stuff like that. Here I am sending it out, and here I am feeling the effects of rejection. And when you really care about your product, and you really care about your music, and you really care about what you're doing, you're feeling some rejection. You're feeling like, oh, man, I'm feeling the pain of this, stuff like that. You know, and stuff like that, which should be the norm. But nobody, and I'll talk about this too, nobody submits music for them not to call back. You know what I'm saying? I get you, I see you on that level. You're on that level. God bless you. You're on your level. I hope that you understand not everybody is on your level. You know, I hope you can see that. You know, people may aspire to try and get to your level, but not everybody's on your level. Not everybody has been through what you've been through to gain the perspective that you have on how to deal with that, you know. But thank God there's an opportunity to grow. There's an opportunity to learn. There's an opportunity to go through and grow your mentality. There's an opportunity to grow and change your thinking process. There's an opportunity to say, hey, the way I was handling this rejection was not the right way to handle it. There's a new way, a new mindset, you know, and that's what we're going to talk about. So, you know, dealing with musical opportunities, stuff like that. Or even letting a friend hear your track or something like that, and they're like, oh, that's all right, you know. And it's like, yo, this shit is dope, but, you know, stuff like that. That's a form of rejection. You understand what I'm saying? So even that can turn you off, you know, and sometimes it makes you want to, hey, what's going on? It makes you not want to deal with the feeling of the rejection of sharing your music with certain people because of the fact of how they respond, you know. But the good thing about dealing with rejection is that, okay, great. It's one step closer to the right opportunity. It's one step closer to that yes in that contract. It's one step closer, and that's what it feels like, Woodhouse. It's one step closer to the opportunity you want to go after. It's one step and stuff like that. And so that's the thing. Well, I get that, IC. And like I said, you may be rejecting my perspective on it and stuff like that, and that's fine. But I'm just saying that everybody's perspective may not be as sharpened as yours. And I hope you have some form of patience that maybe not everyone's perspective is as sharp as yours. Never make an album as good as Kids and See as it goes. So, yeah, I'm saying, and that's the thing. You have to have ego in this biz. I feel you on that. And I'm definitely going to explore that some more. But what I definitely have learned is that rejection definitely points you into the right the right direction. Because if you start messing with a music library and they just don't want to give you what you're looking for over and over again, it's time to move on to another music library or to another person to collaborate with or to another one. The mistake is to not be stuck on that one situation and stuff like that. And you have to have a massive library to spread the love wide so that you don't stay on one situation. And that's kind of the situation out there. And I'll be the first to admit, I'll put myself out there and say, hey, maybe I got caught up on the one opportunity not working out, and then I step back away from it to try something else when I could have stuck with it in another way and try other opportunities. There's situations where I've collabed with people in the industry who have Grammy Awards and all this other stuff who have achieved all the things I wanted to achieve. They've got the lifestyle. They're full-time in this industry and stuff like that. And they got theirs, And it's great that they've got theirs and stuff like that. But you're still trying to get yours, And a lot of people may not understand that. And, and then sometimes these people who have made it, you're like shooting them stuff over and over again. Like, yo, boom, check this out. It's all right. And after a while, it's like, why am I working with this person if everything I present to this person is wrong? And what can happen is that if you're not around a lot of people who are connected in the industry, you can get caught up on dealing with that one person. And you could have maybe not wasted so much time trying to build that relationship with that one person who's made it in the game, and you diversify your skills and find more other people. Because I'll be real with you, everybody who I worked with in the industry says I'm dope, but not one has helped me get to that next level yet, So, and that's okay, and I'm not blaming them. I'm taking responsibility for that situation to say, hey, all right, what can I do? What can I change? Or what mentalities must I adjust to pursue more opportunities to find the right situation? Because all of it is rejection up to this point until I finally get to where I want to be and stuff like that. My fight's a little bit longer. I had a lot more to learn. I'll be the first to admit that maybe I was a slower learner. So thankfully, what I understand is that, rejection definitely points you in new directions. It's okay to deal with rejection. It's okay to see that opportunities not work out and not see it as the end of the road, but maybe a direction in the road to take you to another direction and stuff like that. But I'll be the first to tell you that I've dealt with a lot of rejection since I got my first placement in 2004, because here I am working with this crew that helped me get my first placement. Is what you say. It's scary at best we make it to the tower. It's only a hostile. You end up doing stuff and carving a whole new lane, which I definitely like the carving a whole new lane thing. But I'll be the first to tell you, like, I was working with the people who helped me get my first placement, and I was trying to help and massage that thing. And I didn't know that I should have been spreading out more, because I'm thinking, okay, if I can work with this group or this company or this person again to help me get the first placement, then I can go ahead and move on to the other thing, welcome back, and that was kind of the, that was kind of thing. Yeah, you're trying to work the placement. You're feeling like, okay, if these people can help create this first placement opportunity, they should be able to repeat that, And unfortunately, that was not the case. But I didn't have anybody to show me that, nah, man, if they're not moving this quickly on your stuff and you giving them time, you got to go moving into another direction and find more people to work with and stuff like that. I didn't know that. There's no mentor there to help. You know what I'm saying? There's no mentor to say, hey, this person's not the person for you that's going to help you get to where you want to the way you want to do it. Because you can go ahead and start getting around these street folk and compromise and stuff like that. Of course not, IC. You can't stay stagnant. I mean, you can compromise yourself by trying to stay around people that can't produce stuff like that. You understand that? I understand the IC, and definitely you know that mentality, and that's the right thinking. You know, that's the right mentality to have. You know, and you got to find new people. But if you're young and you don't know, and you don't have nobody to show you, guess what? You're still trying to figure it out yourself. You're still trying to understand, what can I do to make the situation that's not working work? And I'll be the first to admit that I didn't know how to make that situation, how to handle that. You know, I was basically on my own, and I was kind of, you know, trying to figure it out on my own. Didn't really have the mentor, you know, and that's where you're at now. Perfect. I feel you. And I think it's important to talk about that and relate to other producers, relate to you guys in the chat room about that, because that's very important. You know, if I could go back and tell myself back in 2004 that I was supposed to be spreading the love more than what I was, instead of trying to hang around this crew that got me that first placement, then who knows what situation I would have been in there. But again, I didn't have anyone around me that I could talk to help me with this. I was in the ATL. I was living in the bed. I was living in the living room, sleeping on the bed, trying not to go back to Flint, Michigan. And it was just me. You know, I didn't have family members to tell me exactly how to handle this. I didn't have really anybody around me to show me the way, you know. And so therefore, you know, I was dealing with a lot of rejection, dealing with the same people, trying to find out how to build. And eventually I did move on to other people in the industry that I thought that opportunities would come from. But again, those, you know, you would think that because they've made it and they've done it. This is my podcast here right now. There's nobody in your area moving like that, right? Perfect. So you have to kind of be that lone wolf. You don't want to be, you know. And definitely having one person to give you the wisdom is sometimes you need, but I definitely need wisdom. But what I need also is patience. That's kind of one of the biggest things I needed. But back to what I was talking about. But see, if you don't know to go to audio forums and stuff like that, you don't know. You know what I'm saying? We gotta also see one thing that I think that we all have to talk about, that I think no one wants to acknowledge, or I won't say you guys want to acknowledge, or you can reject this all. There are situations, there are people who are trying to make a dream work that just simply don't know how to handle it or know how to move forward in it. And now they're in a wilderness situation because they simply do not know how to find the answers that they need to move on. If you don't know how to ask to get to Atlanta, you don't know what to ask anybody on how to get to Atlanta. You know, I should start a Discord. If you don't know what an MPC is, how do you know to ask somebody what an MPC is? Case in point, back when I was watching MTV's AMP, I was watching this video called DJ Shadow. DJ Shadow had a song called Welcome Into Midnight, and there's this machine there. And I was looking at that, and I'm like, what is that? I didn't understand what that was. Later down the line, I learned, what's up, Music for the Soul? Later down the line, I learned that was an MPC. And I was making beats on my Yamaha keyboards back when I was 14 years old. And no one around me could tell me, hey, dog, you need an MPC. Not even my cousin, who was further along than me in the game, but he wasn't a hip hop producer. So from that was my most information I got. So all I had was my Yamaha PSR 510 back in 1996 when there was MPCs floating around. And on top of that, my folks weren't going to buy me MPC at that age, 14, 13, 12. But oh my God, I had the capacity to learn about the MPC. But then again, so we have to keep in count that there's some situations where we just do not know what specifically to ask. That's why I'm always studying, so that way I can find answers to questions that I did not know I need to ask. And so sometimes you have to be understanding of that scenario. So if I'm looking at someone coming up under me, I will try my best to maybe find questions and answers to their questions that they might not know that they need to ask. Because I know what that's like. Because there are some answers I needed that I didn't know how to vocalize the question to anyone else. Like I said, I did not know what an MPC was. You know, find the answer to the question that you did not know to ask. I did not know what an MPC was. It was around. I heard it on the radio, but no one sat me down and said, Dillio, check this out. This is how we make hip hop right here on MPC. So I went into the computers, because remember, computers around 96 was coming in real hard. Music production was coming in real hard. 2001 was when I got into FL Studio, okay? Because I wasn't getting no fancy workstations and stuff like that. You get so tired of other people telling you dry area and type of beats and stuff like that, not jarring out selling, stuff like that. Well, perfect pitch, they're just rejecting, that's rejection. They are rejecting that you believe you can sell beats online. They are rejecting that the area you're in is dry and stuff like that. They are rejecting your idea of trying to make something work. Now, is LA a great place to do stuff? Is saturated? Yes. Is Atlanta supposed to be a great place? I'm still trying to figure that out, even though I've been here all this time. Okay, your area popping is great, you know. But me, I've been trying to fix my mentality, y'all. I've been trying to rewire what's going on up in here so I can be a more productive person as I follow dreams. One of my things is dealing with rejection. That's why I've been talking to my friends about how do you deal with rejection? How do you deal with rejection? Because I took a moment to take inventory on my memory of how I've handled things. And a lot of times I would try, but I would take a long break sometimes from going for it because I didn't like the feeling of rejection that I get. Right? So that's what I was dealing with there. So, you know, but now I'm educating myself on rejection. I've been reflecting. You ever try to reflect on yourself and realize, all right, yo, this is an issue I got. And you take the ego out. It's like, yo, okay, now I see what the problem is. Let me go ahead and attack that problem. Okay, but attacking the problem doesn't mean you're good at fixing the problem. Attacking the problem doesn't mean you're a master mechanic of fixing that spark plug in your engine. But you can learn how to do it. So, you know, so that's enough of that tangent. But going back to dealing with rejection, some places I recognize dealing with rejection: family, friends, women, YouTube content, and stuff like that, and music and lack of response to your music and stuff like that. At the level, you know, some people have been in the industry where they know what it's supposed to look like and have lived a full-time life being a producer and lived a full-time life. We're going to talk about family. We're going to talk about all that stuff. You know, same here. But you told dude, once I get my mind right, you're going to know real quick because I'm on my own with this. Once I get that, it's on. Right, perfect pitch. So, you know, dealing with the situation, you know, rejection, you know, family rejecting your dream. And that's the thing. I'm lucky because here's my situation. Nobody really hates on me directly from my family or friends. No one says to me, you suck. Like everybody, there's nobody that tells me I suck at music. There's nobody that tells me I can't sing. There's nobody that tells me I suck at beats or song lyrics. So nobody I know personally, even on a friendship level, tells me that I suck. But that's as far as it goes. Okay? No one's bigging me up. No one's telling me I'm super great. Nobody's telling me, no one says, hey, that song lyric on that song was dope. You know, there's no friends sharing your media or your posts on Facebook. And there's definitely no friends and family, well, little to zero friends and family are on my YouTube channel, Facebook, stuff like, no. But see, Facebook is hot if you got a child. Facebook is hot if you got a graduation or you're getting a new job. They respond to that. They understand that. But when you're talking about being a creative person, that's another thing too, because you'll see friends and family go crazy over artists that they don't even know and then be quite really silent towards your stuff. And that, you know, and that can feel like a form of rejection, because if they're so quick to accept other people's content and want you to listen to other people's content and then you try to tell them about yours and the response is slower, that can come off and feel like rejection. Someone said, oh, you can't do this by yourself, but you look at you and you put work in. Let's go on a tangent with that. We're going to come back to place of rejection. You know, that's a very interesting thing that you say. There is some you can do by yourself, like this YouTube channel. I'm at 45,000 subscribers. Guess who did that by themselves? Hello, this guy right here, who produced, mixed, master, and wrote Majykbox. This guy right here, by myself. There's a lot, but see, a lot of people are quick to say you can't do it by yourself, and I know that that's true up to an extent. But I'm not really focused on the things you can't do by yourself, because dealing with rejection is something you have to do by yourself. Changing your mentalities and your perspective on reception, you only can do that by yourself. Nobody can help you with that. Dealing with the rejection of music on Facebook, on YouTube and stuff like that, and not people talking about your music, that's something you have to deal with by yourself. Nobody can feel those feelings for you. Nobody can feel those feelings of negativity for you. If someone doesn't like your YouTube video, you know, no one else can do that. I'm talking about that. That's what I'm saying, how to deal with rejection. Nobody can help you with that. Nobody can help you with how you deal with rejection stuff. They can talk to you and tell you how they handle that. You understand what I'm saying? But we're not talking about, of course, yeah. Of course I need someone in the industry who has a movie that I need to sign a deal for. Okay, yeah, that's not the issue. We accept that. We're not saying, oh, I'm going to produce a feature-length film and I'm going to do it. No one's saying that. We're talking about rejection, and we're talking about working on the inside here, because nobody can help you with this right here. Only person that can help you with this right here is yourself. So that's what I'm on right there, and that you have to do by yourself, and you have to educate yourself by yourself. You have to build your mindset up by yourself and stuff like that. And how do you build yourself up? Well, you read, you study, you watch YouTube videos, you talk to people, and hopefully they have a good answer for you. Not everybody's going to have an answer for you, and not everybody can answer for you in the perspective of where you're coming from, because not everybody has gone through what you've gone through yourself. So when someone says, oh, no, I got this, you know what I'm saying? That's no big deal. Of course, it's no sweat for you, because you have these experiences under your belt. You don't work a 9-to-5 right now. You've made it. You've got royalties coming in. You got your BMI type. You got your ASCAT type. Yes, you busted your ass for that. I get that. But you didn't be a driver chauffeur for 5 years. You didn't work at church and get rejected by church folks for almost 10 years in your life. You didn't deal with that. Not saying that's an excuse, but you had a different set of experiences. So not everybody who you ask and talk about that is going to come with the same understanding of how to get you from A to B. But you don't reject their help, but you try to get as much help as you can from other people who actually care, and you build from that, you know? So God bless you if rejection is like a fly on the wall. But if you're a creative artist person and you realize you got a lot to learn, you're going to say, hey, this is what I want to do and stuff like that. Like, see right here, Cheat Scream is trying to send me some direction right now, trying to play drunk, telling me I'm drunk, when everybody knows in this chat room that I don't drink and stuff like that. So see, there's a form of rejection right there, you know, and that's okay. I don't mind. It's YouTube. I'm used to this kind of rejection. I'm used to assholes coming on my channel. I'm used to people calling me nigga on my channel. I'm just used to it. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to people calling me fat on my channel. Now, anytime somebody calls me fat on my channel, I laugh at them now, because they can't shake a stick at the fact that I lost 75 pounds since 2011. So they can call me fat on the channel now, and I laugh at them, because no, I'm not even morbidly obese anymore. I'm obese now, okay? I'm about to be into overweight category. My fat percentage is 29.9%. I'm no longer 30% body fat, you know? So that's the thing right there. So, so they can talk about that. You know what I'm saying? So definitely YouTube has been a great tool, and YouTube is definitely a place, we're gonna come back to that, but YouTube has definitely been a place of rejection for me, because every time I try to do a certain video, if I don't talk about Tupac, or if I don't remake a Michael Jackson video, all those subscribers that wanted to come to my YouTube channel and watch that stuff, they don't want to watch me talk about my original music. They don't want to watch me make beats on my original stuff. They don't want to sit here and talk to me. They don't want, you know what I'm saying? That's a form of rejection. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if I confirm, and if I conform, say, okay, yeah, I'm just going to do remakes on this channel, stuff like that, do a bunch of other stuff that they want to see. I understand that from a business standpoint, but where's your fulfillment? If all the people want to reject you for is the main thing that you don't want to be accepted for. So that's kind of the thing right there. So dealing with YouTube content, trying different things, you know what I'm saying? People are going to reject, and it shows in the view count. I mean, it shows in the view count of what people accept more on my channel versus what they accept less on my channel, stuff like that. But I'm used to that, and I'm learning that there's rejection can happen because of timing, whatever people's mood in, and it's just a human condition. Humans are the X variable in the equation as far as what happens on YouTube dealing with rejection, and people watching your videos or choosing not to watch your videos, or listening to your music or not listening to music. The lesson that I want to say is that you can't stay stuck on one person if they don't enjoy your music. You can't stay stuck on the feeling of the rejection. Now, I can just be the first to tell you that maybe I made that mistake. Maybe because there's a close friend of mine that I really wanted them to like my stuff. I didn't mean for them to change their life. I didn't mean for them to not listen to anything like, but I really wanted them to like my music because I'm biased. It's my child. I made the song. I want you to feel what I'm talking about. I want that beat that I produced, that I sweat in this room to make your body move. And you're just saying, oh, that's cool. That comes off as a form of rejection. If your mentality isn't right, or you're not in a good space in life right now, or if you're pissed off from working that 9-to-5 job, that rejection that you're going to feel from that situation is going to sting a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? There's some women I'm trying to talk to about my music, and they working so hard not to feel like a groupie. I'm like, I'm not trying to make you feel like a groupie. I just want to talk about my music right now because I need somebody to talk to me about my music right now so I can have a connection right now, because right now the game is kind of hard right now. I don't know exactly where I'm going with this music right now because everything that I'm trying right now isn't quite panning out. And I want to talk about music. And they say, no, I don't want to talk about me. I want to be more. I'm like, listen, right now, I need to deal with this music right now. If you can't tell that this music is a priority in my life right now, and I need to talk about that, then you're not the person I want to be around. If you reject that need to talk about this right now, if you reject that need to make my music a priority topic to deal with right now, then you're not the person I need to be around. You're not the person I need to fight for, because I can make a mistake and get stuck on you and try to make you listen and make you talk about my music and make you game plan with my music and fight you till now and waste a month, waste a day, waste years trying to fix song when I could have been worked on girl 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and found someone that'll ride or die for this music stuff. You know, so it can be a mistake to try and get certain individuals to accept your music in the way that you need to and stuff like that. And it can be a certain mistake to think that certain friends will this ain't going down. I ain't got to worry about the monetization on this because it's just me talking. But the thing is that, you know, the mistake I've made is that I was continuously disappointed by the fact is that certain friends and family don't share my music when I post on Facebook, or when and a lot of friends and family that I know in real life do not come to this YouTube channel. And this is where I spend a lot of my work, a lot of my time investing in my business, investing my time, and they don't come ride with this. But they'll come on Facebook and come share with me or somebody covering Roger and Zap when they know I can talk box myself and have tons of talk box videos on my YouTube channel, yet they do not share it. That comes off as a form of rejection. Why are you so quick to accept someone else? Don't send me, what's that guy that did 24 Karat Magic? Don't send me his video talking about him getting an award. God bless him. And that's another thing. I accept and I celebrate the fact that he is with Bruno Mars and stuff like that. But I don't need you to tell me about him because I'm also a brand myself. That's like going to a Ford dealer and saying, hey, check out the Chevy. Check out the Chevy. I know you make cars yourself. You're a Ford dealer. But check out this Chevrolet. Not one product is more valuable than the other. Right? Not one more product is more valuable than the other. But here you are. You know me. But and my shop is in your same city. We're a GM town. But you want to show me Ford from somewhere else. Okay. So how hard are you working to share my stuff? And that can hurt if you're not in the right mindset to deal with that, because that's kind of like a form of rejection. The reason that's a form of rejection because they know you do what you do, yet they showing you other stuff, and I can understand they may mean well. They may mean well. But again, you want your product and your stuff to be such of an influence that they share it on their platforms to help grow your band while they're showing you stuff with people who are already blown up. And so you can't get stuck on that either. And you have to find new friends and new people. That's the thing. We gotta kind of put our friends we got and family members that we got on the back burner, because if they're not going to act when we move, we have to find new people that will. And that's the thing. And I've made the mistake of staying stuck on certain friends and certain family members, certain women that do not rock what I do. And then I get upset and I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with me when probably there's nothing wrong with me. Probably my music's fine. Probably my music is great. Probably my beats beat. My beats hit, right? I said beats meet. Sorry, pause, right? Probably my music is great. And it's not that it's bad, but it has to be in front of the right people. And especially if you're on the independent level where you don't have all this stuff under your belt and you don't have this nice ass resume under your belt, and now you have to be mentally tougher than you would because you don't have those things, that those past experiences affirming how great you are, you know, and stuff like that. And now you have to find new people that will see the value of music and rock with you and listen to your stuff, you know. And so that's kind of a thing. That's kind of place, you know. So dealing with friends, family, women, stuff like that. You know, like I said, some women don't want you. Once you get around them, they feel entitled because you've been around them or you've done certain things. Now they feel entitled. Now they feel like, oh, okay, now my world has to, now your world has to round on me because we almost, no, it don't work like that. And if you that's kind of presumptuous, and that's kind of like a little High School Needy type stuff. So it's time to back up off of that mentality, you know. But guess what? It's okay for you to reject things too. What do I mean by that? You can reject those people that don't rock with you on your music. How do you do that? You just let them go. You don't think about them anymore, and you try to focus on finding new people and finding better people that rock with your vision and rock with your products and write with your music and stuff like that and collab with you and are interested in helping you get a placement. You move on to those new people, and if those new people aren't actively interested in showing you what to do to help you get a placement, your job is to go find some more people. There's tons of people in this world, and for all these people in this world, there has to be enough of them to help you propel yourself forward in what your dreams and goals are. But if you're stuck on the people who don't, if you're stuck on the people who aren't really, who don't see as your stuff as quality or don't see as what you're doing as a priority, then you got to move on to other opportunities, other people and stuff like that. So I think it's your job to find those people who see what your content is and what your quality is and stuff like that. It is a challenge. It's a lot of work. And some people get there faster than others, but that doesn't make you any worse or less person, stuff like that. It's okay to say reject bad opportunities. There are certain producer battles and stuff like that that are not great opportunities. They make you pay all this money to spend all this time waiting all night to battle against somebody, especially those producer battles that are judged based by the crowd. And if you're like me, I'm in a situation where I can't leverage my position. Yes, I did win a producer battle by myself and I didn't have a crew, but at the end of the day, I've done so many other producer battles where you have to go by crowd participation. Bring your friends, stuff like that. I don't have friends. Everybody, the majority of people I know who quote support me rejected the opportunity to come out and support me at these events. The majority of them. So from that experience, my thing is, okay, I'm not even going to ask, and I'm just going to go on principle because I'm a producer and I'm trying to get on. So I guess I should go to this producer battle and see what happens. If you don't have a mentor to let you know what the situation is, you're just shooting in the dark and trying to do what you can do. So you go. So again, sometimes you don't have people that'll ride with you and come to your shows or come to your events and stuff like that. You know, and there's new people that you meet and you have to see if they will ride with you and find out. But even if those new people don't ride and come out to your stuff, then you have to continue to find other people and stuff like that. And again, my mistake is staying stuck on certain people that I really, really, really wanted them to like my stuff, but just simply for some reason that is out of my control, they don't connect with and they don't ride with and stuff like that. And it's okay to deal with that. It's okay to reject people. It's okay to reject bad opportunities like certain bogus producer battles that take all your money, don't really give you nothing at the end of the day, or judge you based on how many friends you can bring to scream for you at the end of the thing. I actually have a video on my channel that talks about that very situation that I actually got on tape and show people what happened. Buying things. You don't have to buy certain things. You can reject products. You can reject buying the FL Fire even though you want to buy it, or you can reject spending money on that one thing to save money and stuff like that. If you're not making a whole bunch of cash, you can reject. You know what? Producers don't, like I said, if they're producers like me, we don't know. You know, as far as producer battles are concerned, you can reject buying things. You can reject women that stress you out and act needy. You can reject that. You know, you can reject women that show you 0 to low interest. I have made the mistake of showing interest in women who have returned 0 to low interest back in me and stuff like that. No one was there around to tell me that, yo, you need to stop dealing with this fool and find somebody else. As far as you trying to, even on a friendship platonic level, it's happened. And like I said, if you had nobody to show you the ropes, or you couldn't figure out yourself, like this stuff right here, this music stuff, I figured out on myself, right? I taught myself. I had some good influences around and stuff like that, but I taught myself. But as far as the whole dealing with certain people, dealing with certain females, stuff like that, I learned the hard way and stuff like that. Because again, I couldn't talk to my dad about it, and nothing against my dad, but he's had his wife since middle school, so he wasn't really quite playing the field that I know, even though he was confident always and stuff like that. But there are certain things as young producers, as young men, that you wish that you had someone to show you the ropes. Now, it's not 100% the case. Some people master and figure out things on their own, dealing with people, dealing with females, stuff like that, on their own. God bless them, but it's not the absolute case. There are some guys dealing with production that can't figure out all that on their own, so they come to YouTube for ideas and stuff like that. Some guys dealing with producer opportunities and trying to figure out how to build a career as a full-time music producer on their own that they couldn't figure out on their own. They had no one to help them or show them which way to go. There's certain people dealing with female stuff like that where, okay, well, you were taught to be a nice guy and be nice to women and respect women and stuff like that, and then you learn that women don't appreciate that, and they take you for granted for that. No one's there to tell you that. You understand what I'm saying? And so so if you're around people that don't really even, and then on top of that, sometimes you're around people who don't even deal with rejection themselves. Okay, they don't put themselves out there. They don't go for their dreams and goals. They just stay with the status quo, work their day job, and then that's it. And they don't deal with rejection. They don't deal with the fact that if they started the business, that it may not work the first time around or the second time or third time around. That they will deal with the rejection of the fact of their dream because they couldn't make money off the business. If you're around, and there's a lot of people around like that. So if you're around people that don't deal with rejection in that front, as far as pursuing a dream and goal, you know, from the ground up, they can't tell you how to deal with it. Especially if they're not the type of people that will put themselves in the situation and stuff like that, you know. So it's very important to try to surround yourself with people that are pursuing their dreams and goals and stuff like that, but also genuinely care about you, because a lot of people in the industry, all they want to do is talk about themselves and stuff like that. Now, if I'm around somebody who's been further along than I have, you know, I will humble myself and listen to their knowledge and then figure out how to convert that knowledge and experience to something that I can do for myself. I'll listen to that because they got the resume again that shows that they know what they're talking about. And you show nothing but respecting them. And even people who don't have the resume, sometimes you got to humble yourselves and hear what they say. And if what they say aren't making sense, then you filter that out. And then it's up to you as the Avengable to trust yourself and to believe yourself enough to know, all right, I can use this fact right here. I understand your mentality. I can get there. I'm going to work on that. Thank you for showing me what to work on. I might not get what you got, but I can take this idea and build from that. You know? And so, you know, so it's like I said, at the end of the day, rejection is okay. And I'll just, like I said, I'm just going to come clean to y'all viewers, stuff like that. I did some real reflecting like the last 2 or 3 weeks. I'm like, yo, I did a lot to avoid rejection. Like, I've put myself out there, but I came to the conclusion that I got to put myself out there way more. And I'm going to have to feel this rejection way more than I've ever felt in my life. I want this dream to happen. I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to have to make more videos. And I'm going to have to go into more stuff. And I may not get accepted by all 40,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. It may be just y'all 5 right here. Y'all 18 right here right now. You understand what I'm saying? And it's okay. Because it's a timing thing. There's a lot of variables that are out of my control. And I guess the worst thing to do is to get caught up in the variables that are under your control. And humans are definitely a free will. And you want people to be free. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. So you have to accept that. You know, I might make a cartoon on here. And I'd love that y'all here. You know what I'm saying? I might make a cartoon on this channel just because I feel like drawing and doing cartoon and having fun. Not everybody's going to accept that. Maybe I want to make a beat on Maschine. FL Studios may not accept that. I may want to make a beat on FL Studio. Machine artists are going to accept that. Maybe I want to play a mode. Rolling owners may not accept that. Maybe I want to make a beat on MPC. Chord owners want accept that. You know? So there's always an opportunity of rejection. And I think it's good, and it was people. It's good to accept that and understand that it's going to be there. And sometimes it's good to sit back and say, you know what, I need to go deal with this more. I need to fail more. I need to make more mistakes more. I got to ask more questions more than I ever have to expedite this process more than I ever had in the past. You know, live with the failures and stuff like that. Live with the fact that no, I haven't gotten another placement since 2004. Live with the fact that no, I'm not a full-time producer and I don't have a nice house right now. Live with the fact that I don't have a very fancy car right now, and accept that. I don't reject that. I accept my car. I accept that the bearings on my car don't run right. I accept that the dashboard blinks a certain way sometimes. I accept that my car smells like oil sometimes, but it gets me to work every day. I accept that I got a Moog sub fatty right there that's a little scratched up on certain parts. I accept that I got a Chord monologue that sometimes go out of tune a little bit. I accept that I got an MPC-X right now. I accept that I'm good at FL Studio. I'm good at Maschine. I'm good at MPC-X, and I'm good at Ableton. I accept these things. I accept that I got a Behringer Model D right here, and I got 2 monitors in front of me. I accept that. Which comes me back to the point of never reject yourself. You have to accept yourself first. You have to see value in yourself first. And I have been in sunken places where I did not accept the value that I have for myself. I've been in sunken places where I felt pretty worthless and felt like, I went on no suicide stuff, but I felt pretty worthless and felt invaluable, not really that valuable, because I was in situations and environments that did not cater to building me up. Actually, they were environments that broke me down. One of those environments was working in houses of worship when I was a sound guy. And I talk about my experiences of why I don't work sound in black churches anymore, because a lot of times in these houses of worship where they want you to accept everybody, I dealt with rejection, so much so that it affected my own perspective on myself. I accepted, it made, to where I would eat emotionally, right? And gain all this weight from eating emotionally to block out the feelings that I had. Because I'll be the first to tell you, what we're going to talk about, Woodhouse, there's been times where I would come home from doing sound at this church where everybody's riding my butt about stuff that I can't control because it's not my equipment. Y'all got me up in the corner where I can't hear nothing. And y'all still blaming everything on me. And every time we have a meeting, everybody's blaming me for stuff in these churches that's supposed to be about loving God and worship and stuff like that. And that's the thing. And so that can wear you out and that can work on you. And if you had a string of bad experiences, that can wear on you. And if you don't have the right mindsets to help you deal with that, it can wear you out and it can change the value for yourself and stuff like that. And as far as if you've never felt any value in yourself, that must change, and you must search a way to change that. You must find value in yourself. You must find ways to respect yourself more. This isn't arrogance. This is self-love. You have to love what you do. You have to accept what you do. You have to accept where you're at right now, and you have to do that. You have to find value. I'm telling you, you got to find that there, or you will put up with anybody's conduct. I've put up with a lot of messed up conduct with certain women that I've dealt with. I've put up a lot of messed up conduct with certain churches that I've dealt with. I set up with really messed up conduct with certain people in the music industry right now because I didn't fully take grasp of what my value was and who I was, because there's no one there to tell me who I was, and I was trying to figure it out. Yeah, you might hear people say, oh, you're good and stuff like that, but they weren't in my shoes. You got people doing all this stuff that tell you good things, but they're not in your shoes. They're not in your trenches, and they can't help you get to the next level and stuff like that, and so it wears you out, and you have to accept the equipment that you got, so that's what I'm saying. You have to start learning self-value. If, one of the things that I did not accept about myself was my weight. I never liked being overweight. I never liked being 317 pounds. I did not like what I seen them. I never accepted that, but I did not have the knowledge on how to change that. So guess what? I had to suffer until I studied enough to learn what I needed to learn to affect the change. And once I started sticking to the changes and I started working on that, now I'm starting to see changes in my life. I'm fitting clothes a little better right now. I can shop at Walmart and buy less expensive clothes, and now I feel a little bit better about myself than I felt before, because I improved the weight and I feel like I like what I see in the mirror better. Am I on the way to something more? Yes. Am I halfway there? No. So I can't disregard and reject the progress that I made. I have to build on that progress and feel good about that progress. I feel good when I go to the club and people say, dang, man, you lost some weight, man. Looking good. That's great. That's great. That's just evidence of the acceptance and value that I saw for myself a year ago, 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, when I started trying to lose weight and stuff like that. It was only this year that I started trying to lose weight, from since 2017, September 25th to now. 1 year, 50 pounds down. I got less than 50 pounds down to go to get to 200. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to do that because I believe in myself. I believe in the value for myself. I believe in better health, because yes, making weight Losing weight will help you feel better. Losing weight will help you deal with health issues. Losing weight will help your feet not hurt so much when you're standing. Losing weight will help your back feel better. Losing weight will help you sleep better. And I no longer have acid reflux from eating too much food because I don't eat so much damn food anymore because I learned that food has calories in it. And if you eat too many calories in it and you eat that every day, it's going to turn into a pound of fat. And 1 pound of fat turns into 2 pounds of fat. And 2 pounds of fat turns into 4 pounds of fat because you're just simply taking in too much calories. Mom and Dad didn't teach me about calories. I had to go and find out for myself about calories. Guess how I found out about calories? I was on YouTube trying to figure out how to lose weight because I did not know how to do it. I kept struggling. So guess what? I kept looking it up. I didn't have anybody around me to teach me how to lose weight. And I didn't have money to go to the gym. So what did I do? I went to YouTube and I went on the internet and I studied till I found out enough information till I got tired of studying to figure out what I needed to do to affect change. And here I am at 242 pounds now, considering back in 2011, which was a tough time in my life. I was 317 pounds and hated what I seen in the mill. I hated taking pictures. I hated making videos. Probably in 2011, there's not a lot of videos on YouTube because I hated what I saw on camera. And the reason I hated what I saw on camera because I can go back to high school and early college days and see how I looked. And I used to love taking pictures back then. I was into selfies and taking pictures of myself way before this whole cell phone thing came on because I had a certain, and I wasn't perfect right then because there's a lot I didn't know at the time, but I definitely liked myself in certain ways a little bit more back then. You know, I definitely liked how I looked, and it put more confidence into me and stuff like that, you know. And as you improve yourself, more confidence comes as you try to see that's what I'm saying. And that's where you accept. So I accept that I think that I did things to avoid rejection. And I'd still put myself out there and have rejection, but I think I spent a lot of time while I was going out putting myself, I was kind of holding myself back a little bit because like, oh man, I'm about to deal with this rejection again. I'm about these foods up at this producer battle ain't gonna vote for me. Oh, this person and this got all this money and they made it and they working. They about to be on this bullshit again. You know, and so many failures makes you feel like that all you're gonna do is fail. And especially if you don't know that that's a bigger picture. Or as progress, stuff like that. Any advice? And okay, we'll take a Q&A now. We're almost done. You got cluster migraines? Woodhouse, how tall are you and how much do you weigh? Weight loss provided a foundation of value for me. Getting healthier and learning about food. 6'4", 210. Well, shoot, you should be in good. You not too big. Cluster migraines. Wow. Do you look at porn? A lot? that can jack up your brain. Man, I just don't know how to deal with headaches and stuff like that. I just know that looking at too much internet stuff on too much can cause some mental illness. Physical and mental. 5'8", 250. Okay. You have to sit in the dark room and do nothing. 5'8", 250. So, if I'm 5'11", 242. Okay. Yeah. You know what? If medical weed works, then you know I can't speak on headaches and if weed helps it or not. I really can't speak on that. What I can speak on is that this anxiety. Now, a lot of my anxiety comes from things not being my way. Like, I'm frustrated that I haven't made the big placement yet. That life-changing placement where I don't have to work a day. That pisses me off sometimes because I believe that I'm talented enough to support myself from this. But I'm frustrated that I don't have that certain knowledge and connections and certain things inside of me that turns that into reality. Right? And I'll get mad at myself and it almost paralyzes me because I didn't do that, right? because I care about this that much. I want this dream to happen that much. But I know that there's a lot of stuff inside of me that has to be fixed, in which I'm shining a big flashlight on myself. I'm not blaming, and that's the thing, I'm not blaming anybody. I hold myself accountable for it. So I'm trying to find other ways to do this. I'm trying, like I'm researching. I haven't given up on myself, you know. Rest cat scans, frustrated, no doubt. Tell me what's up. Do you drink a lot of alcohol? Do you drink alcohol, Wood? Well, it's okay to ask for God for help, you know. And I'll put this out there. And I agree that Miko and IC was telling me about songs are the deal. I get that, and I'm going to adjust and try to put out more songs than just beats. I get that. I totally accept that idea. Totally. You know, Highway. I'll put this idea. You know. God is inside of you, and in a way, and I don't want to sound sacrilegious, you are the God that manifests your reality. I'm just going to put that out there. But prayer is a way of, you know, because everybody's very new age right now. Everybody's affirmation, but in some way, prayer is affirmation. Even I think sometimes the way you pray can actually hold back certain things if you pray. Like if you're praying to God, I wish I could, or instead of saying thank you for already, thank you for this already, thank you for allowing me to have, I have this now. I am this. You know, like I think if you pray and say, God, I am weak, then you're weak because you just said I am weak. It's the power of I am. And so, you know, so I'll say I am no longer afraid of rejection in the music industry. I am no longer afraid of rejection from hot chicks. I am no longer afraid of the rejection of my subscribers not looking at everything I look at. I have 100,000 subscribers. I have my Corvette C8. I am a good producer, right? I thought, you know, and that's the thing. I thought about making a affirmation video for producers. I thought about, and that's something you can listen to every day. That's affirmations specifically for music producers. And that was the idea I had. I did not follow through with it. I can follow through with it. My equipment is great. I am creative. You know. Do that? Okay. I'm going to do that. I'm going to write that down. I'm going to make it's going to be a beat loop. Right? Just a simple beat loop and then affirmations for producers. I am inspired. People bob their head when I hit play. You know, because there's affirmations for everything else, especially for money and wealth, health. You know. God said rejoice. We facing different trials, consider it joy. You know, dog, I just had another idea. It just hit me. Yeah, but affirm yourself. I am, you know, I'm good at what I do. I have multiple music placements. I play my music live for people around the world. I am on tour. You know, so. Yeah, you know, I get you, Wood. Well, I mean, you know, dog, I just had an idea about something. But yeah, the affirmation video, I need to do that. Affirmation video for producers. Thank you, Green Fingers. So you know, just accepting yourself more and understanding that life has Woodhouse, you can get that faith. Okay, you're not a religious person, so let's put it logically. You can get that faith. In logical standing, it is possible. Logically, it's possible. You know, it's possible to change your mind state. You know, I am a great performer. I rock the stage. You know, I am good at what I do. I surround myself with people that accept my music and encourage me. You know, I love my music. I love my beats. I am growing my platform. I am selling products, more and more products on YouTube. I am financially free from working a day job. My business, my website supports me to pursue my dreams. My debts are paid. You know, because it's supposed to be able to affect your subconscious, and your subconscious is supposed to help you get ideas of how to stuff like that. Why not start your YouTube channel? You know, why not start your YouTube channel? You have to be patient with YouTube, and you have to accept and understand that rejection will come. Okay? That's right, Music for Soul. So that's very important. Okay. Well, then you're good. If you truly don't care if anyone listens, then great. You know? So that's important to remember. You know, not everybody's on the same level. You know, so my advice and my mentality is, if someone's not able to see it the way I see it, let me be patient with them and try to pull them up to where I'm at. Hopefully they can come to the level where I'm at. You know, not everybody's got that patience, you know. So yeah. So wow. So that was my thoughts on rejection for today. I'm definitely gonna leave this up for everybody to see. You know, none of us here are stuck where we're at. If we want to move forward, nobody's stuck. Nobody is stagnant, as long as you're free to accept that, and as long as you're willing to soul search and figure out what do you need to change about yourself, and take a step responsibility for it. You know. Yeah, we got rain in Georgia. You know, but there's a creator inside of you that helps you to manifest your reality. You know, I'll close with this. I'm getting a desk for my living room, right? Y'all see the new desk I got here. Because I believe in what I'm doing, and I felt like it was time to step up my game. I was using the Sam's table. Actually, that's the table behind me that all my equipment sat on. Yeah, it's raining. It's been on and off. But when I started to say, hey, man, I value what I do. I value the area that I work in. I'm very thankful and gracious for this. I want to use this room to change my life. I bought a desk for it, so I can have everything more hands reach, that I can, you know, take better care of my equipment, right? And I'm getting a desk in the living room, right? So that, and this is glass Z-line desk. It's gonna look dope, right? I first built my desk. It was cheaper to do that way, but I had to tear it down. And the desk is gonna be my office computer, basically my gaming machine, my printer, and it's gonna be a flat panel where I can write, right? And that's going to be where I write my visions down. That's going to be where I write my notes down. Because for the long time, that's right, perfect pitch. For a long time, I didn't have anywhere great to write. I had to slap something together just to have somewhere to write in my house, because I didn't keep very nice furniture in my house. Right? And so now I'm creating a place for writing, for reading, for studying. I need a place to do that. and a Sam's tire, and I don't want to work on my Sam's tables no more. They're bent, they're dirty, they're dingy, they've had bugs in them. I want a place that feels like this is serious, you know. Like you ever feel different? Like, I don't know if anybody ever dealt with this. Like, say if you've been going in and out to your job, back and forth, your car gets dirty, there's a lot of stuff in your car, and you kind of feel yucky in your car because there's a bunch of junk in there, and then you clean it out and it feels like you got a whole different vehicle. You feel better because your car is clean and you're looking around, there's not stuff flying over the place in it that you left in there because you're so busy you didn't, you know, stuff that you're not worried about anybody stealing because it's junk anyway, you know. And so, you know, I mean, this desk right here is part of that. After all the time I've been out of school, I finally got a desk where I can touch my vision, touch my vision, right? Where I can reach, I can touch, right? I got a microphone for my YouTube videos right there, right? You know, the microphone's right there. Keyboard and mouse, boom, boom, right there. I'm gonna upgrade this. I'm gonna upgrade that because I care about this, right? I care about my dreams and goals. I care about this and stuff like that. And can you believe that this makes certain people mad? Did I care about this? You know? And those aren't the people you need to put yourself around, right? So I'm going to leave this video up, and I'm going to chill. I want to thank everybody for watching, and I hope this helps somebody. It helped me to talk about it, and you know, maybe I should open up a Discord, but I ain't gonna be there all the time. You can do multiple chats on Discord, right? There may be something we try in the future on the show. Yeah, so we'll see about that. We'll see about that. So I hear Discord is popping. People, for instance, telling me about that. Automate the service. Can't you use a Discord server to do it? Isn't that free, or you got to pay for those? Okay, so I'll look into that. I'll look into that. Bots. Okay. Wednesday nights are usually the time I go on. I don't have a set schedule. I need to have one, but I don't have one right now. Because I'm trying to do shows on topics. I know I kind of sit around and did anything. Now I'm trying to at least work on a topic. I've watched other people broadcast live, and they have certain topics they talk about. So I'm trying to have topics. So, yeah. Well, perfect pitch. Maybe if I get that Discord server working, there'll be a way to do it. All right. So thank y'all for watching. I am poured out. I hope this helps. This will be on so y'all can watch it again. I'll probably watch it again. And I know stalkers will probably watch it and then have something to say to me about it. That's okay. I don't care. I accept their rejection. All right. So y'all take care. Peace. Continue to build. I'm out.